Welcome back to our channel, a sanctuary where we explore the timeless truths of life through wisdom, story, and sincere reflection. I'm so glad you're here. Today, we are going to speak to something that nearly every person has experienced, yet few truly understand. Have you ever tried to help someone out of kindness, love, or good intention, and ended up hurt, betrayed, or left wondering, why did I even bother? If you've been there, you're not alone. In fact, you might be closer to a profound truth than you realize. So many of us were raised to believe that helping others is inherently good, and it is. But what we are not told is that good intentions don't guarantee good outcomes. In fact, sometimes the more you give, the more others take. Sometimes, the more you care, the more you get wounded. And it's not because you're doing something wrong, it's because you've forgotten a sacred law of life. You can never control the outcome. This is the rule most of us overlook. And when we forget it, we suffer. Let's begin with a story that might sound familiar. There was once a teacher named Mara who gave everything to her students. She stayed late, answered messages at all hours, sacrificed weekends, and bought supplies with her own money. She believed that her efforts would inspire love and gratitude, but over time, she found herself exhausted, resentful, and even targeted by gossip and complaints. One day, a student accused her of favoritism. Her heart broke. "I gave them everything," she said to a friend. "Why would they turn on me?" The answer, though hard to swallow, is simple. We cannot control how people receive our kindness. We can only control the intention behind it. Mara's pain didn't come from giving. It came from the expectation that her giving would be met with appreciation. And that's where the suffering begins, when we help with hidden strings attached. Strings like, "They'll respect me," or "They'll understand me," or "They'll never hurt me." But true compassion, the kind that liberates, asks nothing in return. This doesn't mean we become indifferent or cold. It means we help with open hands and a soft heart, knowing full well that outcomes are beyond us. This principle is echoed in one of the oldest spiritual truths: do your best and then let go. Let's look at another example. A man named Dev spent years helping his brother, who struggled with addiction. Dev paid for rehab, offered a job, even let him live in his house. But after years of effort, his brother stole from him, disappeared, and left him drowning in debt and disappointment. Dev nearly lost hope. He thought, what's the point of helping if this is the result? But then a counselor asked him, did you help because you wanted to control your brother's destiny? Or did you help because it was right? That question changed Dev. Because here's the truth: sometimes your help will not be accepted. Sometimes it will be misused. Sometimes it will even be punished. But that does not mean it was wrong. What matters is that your actions were rooted in clarity and love, not in the desperate need for control. This wisdom is mirrored in Buddhist teachings. In the Dhammapada, it is said, let go of attachment to the fruits of action. You are not responsible for how others use your kindness. You are only responsible for whether that kindness was sincere. And that brings us to another profound rule of life: people must walk their own path. It's tempting to think we can fix, save, or redirect someone, but the truth is, everyone must face the consequences of their choices. You can offer a lamp, but you cannot force someone to walk into the light. Trying to save someone who is not ready to be saved often leads to mutual suffering. Let me share a parable. There was a man who saw a butterfly struggling to emerge from its cocoon. Wanting to help, he gently peeled the cocoon open. But the butterfly, lacking the strength built through struggle, soon died. What the man thought was compassion was actually interference. This is what we often do. We interfere, thinking we are helping, not realizing that growth requires pain, that healing demands experience, and that wisdom is earned, not gifted. The greatest gift you can give someone is not to shield them from suffering, but to walk beside them as they endure it. That's what real love looks like. That's what wise compassion does. So what do we do when helping hurts? How do we keep our hearts open without letting them be trampled? First, remember your why. Why are you helping? Is it to be seen as good, to feel needed, to gain approval? Or is it because your heart overflows with love and you cannot bear to see another suffer? The purer your intention, the less pain you'll feel when things go wrong, because you'll know you acted from truth, not transaction. Second, set boundaries. Compassion without boundaries is self-destruction. You are not a limitless resource. You must care for yourself too. Saying no is not unkind. It's honest, it's respectful, and often it's more loving than saying yes out of guilt or fear. Third, release the outcome. Help, love, support, and then let go. What happens after is not your responsibility. This is the wisdom of detachment. Detachment is not coldness, it is clarity. It means you remain rooted in love, but untangled from expectation. And finally, forgive. Forgive those who misuse your kindness. Forgive yourself for caring too much. Forgive the world for not being fair. This is the beginning of freedom. Let me share one final story. A volunteer named Emma worked at a hospice. She held the hands of the dying. She listened to their regrets. She cleaned their rooms. And one day, a patient lashed out at her, screaming in rage. Emma cried. She felt wounded. But a nurse told her, "They're not angry at you. They're angry at death." From that day on, Emma stopped personalizing people's pain. She gave without taking offense. She served without ego. She said, "Helping stopped hurting when I stopped needing to be thanked." And that's the golden key. When you help others, you're planting seeds. Some will grow, some will not. Some may take years. Some may never bear fruit in your sight. But the planting is enough. The universe sees. The Dharma records. Nothing good is ever wasted. So if you've been hurt by kindness, know this: you are not weak. You are learning. You are refining your compassion. You are waking up. And maybe, just maybe, your pain is not a punishment but a polishing. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If this message resonated with you, please share your story in the comments. Have you ever helped someone and been hurt? What did you learn? How did it change you? Subscribe, like this video, and share it with someone who needs to hear that their heart is not wrong, it's just learning to love wisely. Thank you for watching this video. May your compassion be fierce, your love be wise, and your giving be free from all expectation.